Now, listen, I've got one last question. Actually, two last questions. This one. If you and I were going to meet for a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, what would you ask me?
Oh, Joyce, I think this is such in a topic that people avoid, like the plague, right? This is right up there with public speaking, head-on conflict, right? And it makes me wonder why you're drawn to this topic, why you decided to take this on when so many people avoid it.
Oh, no, I love that question. So when I switched from being a keynote speaker to a facilitator, one of my first jobs was to work with a credit union. And I learned after we went around the room and I said, okay, everybody share what you need from each other. And this one individual actually folded her arms and said, I'll pass. So that was the whole day. And this was my first facilitation. So I didn't really know what I was doing. So I let it go. Then finally at the end of that day, I said, thanks for your participation. Tomorrow, I want you to be prepared to come with what the other people on your team, what they're doing to stop you from participating. So we're going to be doing it. Going to be though in a very positive way. Then I said, if you decide not to participate, I'm going to ask you to stay in the office and not come to the meeting. Well, Sarah, that was a risk. But I know when the leader came up to me and gave me a hug and said, Joyce, I've been trying to figure out what to do with this individual. That's when the aha went out. And I said, if the CEO of this credit union didn't know how to have a tough conversation with someone who was part of the executive team, then how many other leaders don't know? So that's how I started. But then you and I know that as we go into a new journey, and I'm not going to get into my personal story right now because that could take 700 hours. But then it dawned on me, years ago, I wasn't heard and I wasn't listened to and I didn't voice my opinion. So when I say find your voice with Joyce, it came. I wasn't just born with it. It was a process. So thank you for the question.